Hi, and welcome to my TED Talk. My name is Zane Kankan, and I'm here to talk about The Tipping Point, a nonfiction novel about real-life scenarios. The author has 3 distinct sections in this book. Section 1, The 3 Rules of Epidemics. Section 2, The Law of the Few, Connectors, Mavens, and Salesmen. Section 3, The Stickiness Factor, Sesame Street, Blue's Clues, and Education Bias. In my opinion, the main theme is large-scale trends, whether they be related to health or concerns or products, can be similarly traced back to a precise moment or event that build up over time. The 3 rules, law of the few. As Gladwell states, success of any kind of social epidemic is heavily dependent on involvement of people with a particular set of social gifts. According to Gladwell, economicists call this the 80-20 principle. In any situation, roughly 80% of the work is done by 20% of the participants. These people are described in the following ways. Connectors are the people in the community who know a large number of people who are in habit of making introductions. A connector is essentially the social equivalent of a computer network hub. Mavens, the information specialists, are people we rely upon to connect us with new information. They may accumulate knowledge, especially about the marketplace, and know how to share it with others. According to Gladwell, mavens start with word-of-mouth epidemics due to their knowledge, social skills, and ability to communicate. Salesmen are persuaders, charismatic people with powerful negotiation skills. They tend to have an indefinable trait that goes beyond what they say, which makes others want to agree with them. Gladwell cites several studies about the persuasive implications of nonverbal cues, including headphones, nod, study. Second rule, the stickiness factor. The stickiness factor refers to specific content of messages that renders the impact memorable. Popular children television programs such as Sesame Street and Blue's Clues pioneered the properties of the stickiness factor, thus enhancing effective retention of educational context as well as entertainment value. The third rule, the power of context. Human behavior is sensitive and strongly influenced by its environment. Gladwell explains epidemics are sensitive to the conditions and circumstances of times and in places where they occur. For example, zero-tolerance efforts to combat minor crimes such as fair beating and vandalism of New York subway led to decline in more violent crimes citywide. Gladwell describes the bystanders and explains how Dunbar's number plays into the tipping point. Dunbar's number is the maximum or number of individuals in society or a group that someone can have real social relationships, which Gladwell dubs the rule of 150. And to talk about my favorite part of the book. The part I find most interesting is when a man called Darnell McGee, also known as Boss Man, he was big, over 6 feet, and charming, a talented skater who wooed young girls with his exploits on the rink, especially with 13, 14-year-olds. He bought them jewelry and took them for rides in his Cadillac, got them high on crack, and had sex with them. Between 1995 and 1997, he was shot at by an unknown assailant. He slept with at least 100 women and turned out to infected at least 30 of them with HIV. In the same 2-year period, 1,500 miles away in New York, another man, a kind of boss man clone, worked with distressed downtown streets of Jamestown. His name was Nushawn Williams, also known as the name Face, Sly, and Skeet. Williams juggled dozens of girls, maintaining 3 or 4 apartments around the city, and all while supporting himself by smuggling drugs up from Bronx. As one epidemiologist familiar with the case told me flatly, this man was a genius. If I could get away with what Williams did, I'd never have to work a day in my life again. Williams, like Bossman, was a charmer. He would buy his girlfriend roses, let them braid his long hair, and host all-night marijuana and malt liquor-fueled orgies at his apartment. He said he slept with at least 3 or 4 girls a night. One of his partners remembered, "Me and him, we used to party together all the time. After Faison had sex, his friends would do it too. One would walk in and out, and the other would walk in." Williams is now in jail. He was known to have infected at least 16 of his former girlfriends with the AIDS virus, and most famously, the book and the band played on Randy Schultz discussed, telling about Patient Zero of AIDS, the French-Canadian flight attendant gang who claimed to have 2,500 sexual partners all over North America and who was linked to at least 40 of the earliest cases of AIDS in California and New York. These kinds of people who make epidemics of diseases tip. And thank you for watching my TED Talk. This is Zane Kankan, and I am signing out. Thank you for watching my TED Talk.